got this.
Sorry to fucking call you. You really are not. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're always gonna be a fucking piece of shit.
Coming to you live from the luscious loins of La Pella, Indiana. It's Shipwreck Shep. Today, we have none other than Alex Kasznel. Did I say it right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Kasznel?
Kasznel is what I usually, but I mean, that's what you say is what most people say. So, I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to do things.
Maybe you say it wrong.
I might say it wrong. I might have been doing it wrong this whole time, and nobody's corrected me.
So, how is it actually pronounced?
I say Kasznel usually, but like there's an S and a Z. There's too many consonants. It's a weird name.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. So, for those that are joining us, these guys coming in to town this Friday, playing at State Street Pub with the run-up, the remote controls, pilots at State Street Pub. It's going down. I can't see the thing. Hold on. There we go. $10 holla. Doors at 8. Music's at 9. 21 and up. Bring your ID. It's going down. And AK in the board of directors. I bet you get that, don't you? You guys
we get AK board. We get Al. The most often when we get one is I want to say thanks to all the bands tonight. I want to thanks to Alex Alex in the board of directors. That's how most people introduce us, which is totally fine with me.
Hell yeah. It just popped in my head like AK. It's kind of cool.
AK.
So you guys are putting out an EP on Friday.
We are.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, we got a new EP out. I just happen to have a copy of it right here.
Wow.
It's a new 7-inch we're putting out on Friday, December 13th. It's called Bored Music for Bored People. It's 5 songs in 5 minutes for people with short attention spans like us. And it's a great way to get introduced to the band if you never listened to us before. We kind of cover a little bit of a different style with every song, and it's not that much of a commitment. If you don't like it, you only burn 5 minutes on it. You can use it as a frisbee.
Hell yeah. So you guys are a pop punk band?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I got to hang out with you guys and play with you in Terre Haute not too long ago.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome night. I think it was Tyler Tiger. You guys,
Deadfoot.
Yep. Yeah, it was awesome times. You guys fucking killed it. And like, actually, that's kind of how this came about. Doing the podcast is we were chatting and like, hey, next time you're coming in town, let's do a Mile High Club. So by the way, congratulations on being in the Mile High Club.
Hey, well, thank you very much. I will say we were researching the podcast a little bit, and Googling the Mile High Club is not a good thing to do. There are a couple other. There's a couple other podcasts called the Mile High Club, and they're not about music. So be wary of that.
So yeah, it's like basically whenever I do remote, I like to call that because it's fun, but it's like child labor. So, but I really appreciate you guys coming on and giving an opportunity to those that are coming out on Friday to get to know you guys a little better.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely.
I am.
So how long have you guys been playing?
We got started in about February, March of 2023. So we're coming up on like a year and a half, 2 years now, something about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And how did you guys meet?
The internet. We
Craigslist.
PersianWifeFinder.com. Got Andrew. Heather, I don't know. She was just hanging out in my backyard playing with my dog, and then the two of them came in the house at the same time, and now I can't get rid of either one of them. I don't know.
Is this your first album release, or do you have music online now?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of music out already. So there's if people are interested to check out the band, you can look up anywhere on all the places you get music. I always point people to Bandcamp because that's where you can stream and download, but you can also get merch if you want to. But we've got a couple other singles. We got an EP. And we got a full length out. And then so yeah, there's plenty of music for people to check out if they're so inclined.
Is it alexkasznel.bandcamp.com?
That is correct.
Boom. And there you go.
There
All that link. Go check out their music. So, what would you guys say that your biggest inspirations are?
Oh wow. Andrew, why don't you start? I've been talking too much.
Diana Ross.
I'm not blinking yet.
all right, Brent. Oh, fine. We'll do this. God, it's all over the place. Musically, wow. Well, I'd say that there's a lot of different things I like that I pull inspiration out of for music as far as how I want to put into what I'm playing. But like stuff from like Minor Threat to Slayer to cheesy 80s music, whole bunch of stuff. So
how long have you been playing drums?
Oh God, almost 30 years now.
Wow, man, that is awesome. Oh yeah. And what got you into playing drums?
A buddy of mine, Rick, from an old band from a million years ago, came into a restaurant while I was working at, and he was sitting with a couple of his friends, and he's like, "Hey, we're going to start a band." And yeah, it's great, guys, cool. And he said, "No, we're going to start a band." And I was told that I was going to be in a band.
Uh-oh.
This is just making a dramatic pause.
Yeah, this is just his thing that he does.
Well,
that's an amazing face to be stuck on.
Oh,
he's gone. We kicked him out of the band. This is how we're letting him know.
So
if you know any drummers,
there he is. There he is. Bam. Got him back.
Oh, hey, what's up, Andrew?
Yep. We got you back. All right, cool. So, well, Heather, how about you? When did you start playing bass, and who are your inspirations?
I started playing bass right around the time I joined this band. I actually got a bass around Christmas time in 2022. So it's coming up on my bass anniversary. And but I played guitar. I started playing guitar when I was like 11 or 12, and played some other instruments growing up. So it was just sort of a transfer of skills to a new instrument.
How are you liking the bass?
I love it. I wish I had picked it up a long time ago.
I think it's fun. I just recently started playing bass again, and like doing bass instead of guitar is just like completely different and totally different vibe. I love it. So that's awesome. And who would you say your inspirations are musically?
Oh gosh.
Diana Ross.
Yep. Obviously. Clearly. I don't know. I guess I listened to a lot of punk and pop punk and grunge and all that stuff growing up. But I don't really know how to pin down what informs like the way that I play. As far as like other bassists that I really admire, there's Matt Freeman. It's probably my favorite bassist to listen to, but
like Kim Deal as well. Right?
Yeah, I'm a big Kim Deal fan.
Okay.
Oh.
Alex?
Man, inspirations. It's a funny thing because like I didn't grow up in a musical family at all. Like I don't know where the impulse to want to learn to play guitar and write music came from. I mean, I maybe church or something like that. I was raised pretty Catholic when I was younger, so that probably must have been the first time I ever saw a guitar. But yeah, nobody ever pushed me into it. Nobody ever really was like making that a part of my life. It's just always been there as far as the desire to play. I was really, really bad for a really, really long time. And but that's the thing. I just wanted it so bad. I just kept doing it. As far as what informs the way that I write and the way that I play now, it's probably Doug Stanhope, who's a comedian, not a musician, but he perspectives that he shares, and in addition to being very funny, he always takes the topics that everybody addresses, and because they're just basic human experiences, and finds a way to look at them in a way that you've never really thought about before, and then puts a lot of jokes into it. And I think that that's a lot of the very same way that I write songs, because we have plenty of love songs in the band, for example, but seldom are they about just I love you, you love me, or we're breaking up or anything like that. It's more about using that as a vehicle to discuss other more like philosophical concepts that live in my head, but doing it through a love song, I guess. So I think that sort of came from listening to a lot of stand-up and sort of saying like, what is everybody seeing, and what are these things that we're all observing, and what's the larger point that we're all kind of missing, and then pointing that out and doing it in a way that's entertaining. I think that overall thought process is what I go through when I'm writing a song, and it comes more from comedy than it does from music for me.
That's awesome. I'm a big stand-up fan. That's really cool.
Right on.
So what is the writing process like for the band and like all of you together?
It's changed a lot over the last like 18 months or so. But we have a lot of animals going on in this interview right now.
Cats.
But it's changed a lot. So the first album that we made was kind of like a sampler platter, or like a demo in a sense of the what the band was gonna be, sort of. So like essentially. I wrote and recorded a bunch of songs, and then I gave them out to people saying like, this is kind of what this band is going to be if you're interested in joining it. And that went to a couple different people, and that was how I met Heather, and then ultimately how I met Andrew too, was through this sort of demo of like how we're going to make these songs. And then that was just me playing all the instruments and me doing all the singing and everything like that, and that was sort of the finished version of those tracks. But since the band actually became a real group of people and not just me and sort of writing and doing everything myself, now it'll be more like I'll write and make a demo and not try not to be married to it too much, or even leave it in further and further states of like not being totally complete, so that everybody can sort of have their say with it and do a little bit of work to make the parts their own. And then, even just now, like Heather and I were just recording some new stuff earlier today, and we'll still just try to make changes and try new things that are more reflective of the way that she plays versus the way that I play, and trying to just make it a more representative of everybody in the band, essentially. So like it'll still be, for all intents and purposes, I'll still write the songs, but I think that everyone has a lot more say in sort of the arrangements and the feel of things overall.
Right on. So the EP that you have releasing on Friday, you said 5 songs, 5 minutes. What was the inspiration behind that? Because that's a thing. 5 songs, 5 minutes. Let's go.
It was straight up because of short music for short people from that Fat Records comp that came out like 30 years ago. We were listening to it. We were in the van and we were playing in Louisville, and we were listening to those songs, and we're just naturally the question came up like, do you think we could ever write a song this short? On that CD, it was 30 seconds, so we ended up doing a minute. But I had that idea in the back of my head of like, maybe we'll do a really short song at some point, like maybe not even put it out, just like as a joke for ourselves. And then I had this one day at work where I was working at a home repair company at the time, and I was really not good at my job. And so they gave me the simplest job in the world, which was just to drive a riding lawnmower that had a bunch of logs in the back of it. And I couldn't like maneuver it properly. Like I was trying to get around this obstacle. I couldn't even figure out this really simple thing. And in the back of my head, just to sort of calm myself down for making myself look like such an idiot, I was just going, if there's a way to fuck it up, I'll find it. If there's a way to fuck it up, I'll find it. If there's a way to fuck it up. I'm like singing this little show tune to myself while I'm driving this riding lawnmower and trying not to crash. And I realized, oh, that would be a really funny like 30, because there's no development to it. It's just like everybody can understand that feeling of just like of feeling like you just can't get anything right that one moment. And so I sat down with my phone real quick and I sang it into my phone. I realized it was about exactly a minute long, the whole thing. And that became the first song that we had written for this EP. And then later that day, I wrote 2 more because it just became this kind of rapid fire thing of like, okay, well, if we're going to do a bunch of these songs, what would be another style, or like what's another thing I can attack in that amount of time? And, you know, we were just going through like a local election in Cincinnati at that point. So I wrote another one about like things that I was seeing around town and that were floating around in my head about like how ridiculous that whole process can be sometimes. And that was another song. Like it just came together really quickly, also because the songs are so short. And then it just sort of spiraled out into this whole thing like, oh, we'll do an EP of just these 1-minute songs. And it became a bit that we do in our set. And we're making music videos for each one of those songs. So we're going to be putting out incrementally with the release. So it all just kind of fell into place as this thing that's like suitable for an era where people are streaming and people are watching reels and sort of want to just get a little bite-sized portion of something to maybe, you know, get interested. And then if you let's check it out and you like it, then maybe you want to check out the rest of our band too.
Nice. Are you guys gonna make a video for every song?
Yeah, we already did. Yeah, we got one out already. Yeah, we did it. Yeah,
man, that's awesome.
We got one out already, and we're going to be releasing them like every every week or so. We'll put out another one just to get more people, you know, drum up more interest in the album, and you know, get more people to get some eyes and ears on it. But yeah, there'll be a lot of new stuff coming out in relation to the EP, even after it's already been officially released.
So, you guys are putting out an EP on Friday,
right?
And you're in the studio recording today.
It never stops.
Yeah, I was curious. So, do you guys sleep at all?
Not a ton. No, legitimately. Yeah, it gets a little bit nuts sometimes because we'll have these sort of like vague organizational meetings about like what we want to do over the next over the next year, let's say. We'll say, all right, we want to have another record out by a certain day. And so that if we want to have it out by that time and we want to get it out before we go on tour next, that means we have to be finished recording it by this date so that we can get everything shipped out to be pressed on vinyl and proof test presses and mixing and mastering. And so you start working it back and back and back. And you're like, oh, we have to start making the next one before this one's out. You know what I mean? like just because we just don't have any other time to do it. So, but we're a little bit more pragmatic about. We've done it a couple of times now to where we can kind of say like, all right, let's not set like Board Music, the EP we're just getting ready to put out. We did it in like 4 days, I think, all the tracking, and it was like Andrew gets a day, Heather gets a day. I think I did 2 days because I had a couple more tracks I had to do, and then we had to get it done because we were about to leave on tour, and it's like if we don't get this sent out tonight, we're not going to have it ready in time for the release. And it was just like it was kind of a rush in a good way. Like I think it kept us really focused, but I think the next thing we're putting out is going to be a full length. It's a lot more music, and it's going to be a little bit of a bigger endeavor. So we were a little bit more wise about let's give us more than like a day each to record all our parts.
So you're going big on the next one.
A little bit bigger, yeah.
So 2 questions. How much is the 7-inch going to be on Friday at State Street? And then where do you guys record?
So 7-inch is going to be $10. $10 for the vinyl, and then if you want to download just the tracks, I think you can get it for $4 on Bandcamp. And then we're going to have it in some local independent record stores in the areas that we tend to play, and the price will vary depending on what kind of overhead the record stores take. You know, that's just and that money will go to them and help support local independent music retailers, which I think is good. But then as far as you had another question, it just immediately dropped out of my mind. Where do we record? We record right where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah, why, baby?
Yeah. So
wait, do you mix and master your own stuff?
So we don't. The way we tend to do things is
I couldn't do it.
So I do that for our demos, and we can get it to where they are listenable, and we can sort of set a high enough standard for ourselves with the demo that we say, okay, we have to beat this for the final recording. And I try to get as good at that as I can, so that there's always the floor is really high, basically, and like we can't be worse than the demo. So if the demo's pretty good already, then it's like, all right, if I'm already happy with this, then the finished recording has got to be really, really good. But then as far as like actually doing the final, I just like having a second set of ears, and we worked with give a shout out to Eric Tuffensum at Moonlight Studios, who we've done pretty much most of our recording with. He's a mastermind with the way that he gets like drum sounds and like just has really creative ideas for how to do that kind of stuff. So we'll usually bring a demo to the studio, track the drums there, and then the rest of the stuff we'll record here in my apartment, and then we'll take all of that back to him at the end of the process and have a good mix of it together. Like I'll get it as close to finished as I can, and then he'll sort of put the final polish on there.
Nice. And I don't think I mentioned this. You guys are Cincinnati.
That's correct.
Yes.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, are all of you from Cincinnati, Ohio?
No, no. Only Andrew is. He's the native. I'm from Pennsylvania, and Heather is from Michigan.
Buckeye Bump.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was being rude.
That's okay.
One of you is from Michigan?
Fucking Ohioans, man.
Heather's
I'm from Michigan.
Michigan. And then where are you from, Alex?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Wow, it's like a whole Midwest brought together.
Yeah, it is.
And so how did you guys, like Pennsylvania and Michigan, wind up down in Cincinnati?
For me, it was for a job I had at the time. I'm not there anymore, but that was what I lived my whole life in PA and then moved here for work when I was in my late 20s. And it was during COVID. It was just like a weird time. There wasn't like music wasn't really happening at that point, but it ended up being where that when that all kicked back up again, that was when the band got started.
So you moved to Cincinnati, and then within a year and a half, you start the band?
Let's see. About 2 years, roughly.
2 years. Right on. I just, 3 states, 1 band. That's really cool.
Man.
So,
A nice slogan. 3 states, 1 band.
3 states, 1
states.
band.
Man.
It's going to be our name of our viral video.
So, have you played State Street before?
Yes.
Yes. We actually played. It was almost exactly a year ago. We played there the last time with Remote Controls again, and then Bingo Boys and Wet Denim were there at that show. That was a great show.
Nice. So, like last December.
Yeah, just about.
Do you have a favorite venue here in Indy?
In Indy, the Mel probably. I think that's where most of we're probably all in consensus on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's my. I thought I had my jacket, but I wear my jacket. It's a Melodian jacket. I wear it all the time. That's when I'm on the way from home. It's like if you're in the Midwest, it's like if you're a musician, it's like on the way from home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Is there any bands that you would love to collaborate with?
Mm.
Oh man, bands I would love to collaborate. There's a couple that come to mind. I mean, I already kind of got my my wish pretty early on. Well, one of my favorite bands is Undertipper from Cincinnati, and we got to record a song with Tavis from Undertipper. He works for musicians who might be interested in this. He does a thing called incidental audio, where they bring bands in and they record a song all together in one day, and then he interviews them to talk about the song and talk about the history of the band. So we did one of those with him shortly after starting the band, and he sang on one of our songs. So that's called "Coming for Revenge," if people want to check that out. But that was an artist I would have wanted to collaborate with, and we did. What about you guys?
The last time we tried to collab, it didn't go so well.
So, Heather, is there a band that you would love to collab?
Oh gosh, probably. I'm drawing a blank, but
How about you, Andrew?
Living or Dead.
That's a good fucking point. Let's start with Dead. Start with Dead.
We're talking like
Oh, like
on
Pipe
a big
Dream, like in
scale.
general.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you meant like that. It would be an actual possibility.
Same answer either way.
I could totally see you guys playing with. Have you ever heard of Masked Intruder?
Yeah.
I could totally see you guys playing with them. They were one of my favorite pop punk bands. I'm a big pop punk TBR, Lillingtons, fucking Methadones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Blink-182,
Sure.
Sum 41.
Heather's favorite band, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Dreaded Laramie would be a fun collab.
Oh, Dread Laramie's great. Yeah, that's a fantastic band.
I like
So,
to
Andrew,
play with a Lawrence arms.
Lawrence
That'd be
Arm?
good. That's probably like a pipe dream kind of thing at this point, or a veil. But yeah, there's as far as local bands go, the gun. I like to play the was it Arlene Gun Club again? They were really good.
They were
Yeah.
great.
I like those guys.
I love the fact that you were talking about Undertipper. I actually went to a show down in Louisville, and have you ever heard of SAC?
Sack. No.
So like I think his name's Cody Templeton. He does like Looney Tunes and TBR. He has another band called SAC, and Undertipper opened at that show, and like immediately as soon as they got off stage, I was in line.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, got some shirts and stickers and whatnot. I loved them. They were awesome. First time I ever heard of them or seen them live, and I was like blown away. I was like, hell yeah, these guys are awesome.
Yeah, they kick ass. They're really, really good.
So, if you could play any venue, period, any venue, what venue would you love to fucking play? Alive though, not dead venue. Alive
No
venue.
dead venues. R.I.P. Northside Yacht Club.
Yeah. Sudsies.
Yeah, Sudsies was fun.
Legends.
Oh, legends.
The Mad Frog.
Too soon.
How many venues can we name that have been physically demolished in Cincinnati?
Oh.
Oh man, that's a tough one. A favorite venue. For me, I mean, for selfish reasons, I would want to play the TLA in Philly, Theater of the Living Arts, because it's just a place I grew up going to see shows. And it would be pretty unbelievable to get to do a show there at some point.
Okay. Andrew, you guys got one in the pocket? Like a venue we always thought about playing?
I think the more the merrier, I guess. Or like, I don't think we're much of a stadium rock band, but if thousands of people actually want to come out and see what we do, Madison Square Gardens, let's go, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Red Rocks looks good though.
Bam! I was waiting for it. It's like one of y'all's gonna say Red Rock. This is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I saw that South Park. They did a thing there, and I was like, man, that place looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
So, real quick, we're gonna do a quick commercial and come back and pick your guys' brains just a little bit more, so we can give everybody here in Indy an opportunity to get to know you just a little bit more. Before Friday night at State Street Pub, it's going down. The remote controls, the run-up, pilots, and of course, Alex Kasznel. I probably said it wrong.
You
and the board of fucking directors.
Nailed it.
It's going down Friday the 13th. Bring your fucking Voorhees mask. It's going down to State Street. $10 holla. Doors at 8. Shows at 9. It's going down. And now here, the word from our sponsor. As soon as I find the video, because that's how my shit goes. Hold on. Just let it run. Downtown, on the girl uptown, and I got drunk. My best friend drowned, and I got shot last night. My heart says cry, my mind says murder, my throat says dry, my gut says bugger, my mind says why, but I never heard it right. I got a spring in my step, a fall on my face, and the winter won't slip. A real bad taste in the corner of my mouth, cause I just can't fly down. But I can't listen to the voice of reason no more, cause I just love to see someone's back in town, can't slow down. But I can't help feeling I'm on the run, and you got the wheel, and I got the gun, and this time it's sealed, and I'm gonna have fun tonight. I got an old black board and a black leather jacket, a floorboard board, the man is singing, hang on, Lord, cause I'm gonna wreck it tonight.
Skunk weed.
Wanna hit?
I'm not it.
Are you sure?
Okay, let's quit it.
Close your eyes, Jared.
What do you see?
So you use crack or you're thinking about trying it. Crack it. Crack it, 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 crack it. So if you're thinking about using crack it.
Do it! Just do it!
Nothing unusual. Get help now!
There you go. I kept the videos short for tonight. Usually I run a few of those wild ones on top of the button guy. But hey, if you need buttons, hit up the button guy. Etsy.com/shop/button guy shop. You guys got buttons?
We got a couple buttons.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Might have to hit up the button guy though. Get some more.
So do you guys have shirts too?
We got shirts. Yeah, we got a bunch of shirts. We got the thing that people get the most into at our merch table is coffee mugs, though.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we did a show in Louisville like a year and a half ago with a band called FMK, who are good friends of ours, and their bass player, in addition to just like shredding, will do crazy stuff on stage, like make paninis. And like when we played with them the first time, she brought like an easel with this sales pitch for like the board of directors. She's playing with the board of directors, and she's like, I got my new version of Bitcoin that I'm going to pitch to the board of directors and stuff like that. So we were laughing, like, what would our version of that be? And so we're like, well, we drink like way too much coffee. And we sort of like, what if we just started bringing a coffee machine with us to shows? And so we would just be drinking coffee, like just because we're addicted. And then people would ask us if they could have some. So we started, I made this little cart that had like a dispenser.
A little cart.
I mean, you know, it's a little bit of an obnoxiously large cart. But we had like, you know, styrofoam cups for people. And we played the Mel the first time before we even had the regular cart. And we just had people weren't like stage diving. They were just getting up on the stage and pouring cups of coffee and then going back into the audience, which is
At
like
the Mel?
At the Mel. Yeah, at the Mel.
What night of the week was this?
This was a Saturday.
Okay. So Dave Brown wasn't there. All right. It's all making sense now. There's no way that shit would go down if Brown was there.
Yeah, it was a weird day. But like we're like, people kept asking us if we sell coffee mugs with our logo on it. So we just made some and we sell them at every single show. It's so funny. Because people are tired and they want coffee. So yeah. So if you want one of them, come check us out at the State Street Pub on Friday.
So do you guys have a show that has been you would put at the top, like my mic is a little too hot for me, like craziest show you have ever played? Like
crazy good or crazy amazing we got through it, or like
crazy like have you
we played a house show outside of Atlanta recently that was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty wild.
That was fantastic.
It was a great it was at Mayhem House in Roswell, Georgia. It was like a house show, like basement show type of deal. And there's us and like one or two other punk bands, but a lot of the other bands were like Christian death metal bands, which is like, we've played shows with metal bands before. It's big in Cincinnati, but like that was probably the most extreme, like drop G, double kick drum, like, but also about Jesus. Like it was that I was never seen anything like that in my life. And that's the weirdest thing about those times. There's like, you feel like you have to like change, like pick your set to match what else is going to be on there. But like when you're playing with a death metal band, it's like, you're not going to be that heavy. You know what I mean? So it's almost better to go hard the other direction, be like, let's play like our poppiest stuff. You know what I mean? Because then you stand out. You know what I mean? Like you're never gonna. Otherwise, you're just gonna seem like you're trying to keep up with like, you know, this crazy double kick drum stuff. It's just never gonna happen. You know what I mean? So, but that one was pretty wild, and there was a bunch of kids there, and and there was a dog that was in the pit, like, and it was like,
battle vest on.
The dog with a battle vest in the mosh pit. That was hilarious. The whole thing was pretty wild. But yeah, if you guys bands are playing in Georgia, definitely hit them up. They put on some crazy shows there.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Got it in my notes.
The band that runs Mayhem House is called Close Enough.
Close Enough. Yeah, they were great.
I'm writing it down.
Got it down.
I take notes on every show for sure.
Right on.
You said Close Enough?
Close enough.
Wait, is it close enough or was it close enough?
That's close enough.
Whatever.
Got a who's on first situation going on here.
So, is there can you share a memorable fan interaction or experience?
Ooh,
Sure.
I can.
Go for it.
We played the first time we ever played out of town. We went to a festival in Missouri, like an hour south of St. Louis, and that was in September. of last
September,
year.
yeah.
And then fast forward to the show we played at State Street a year ago. We noticed that there were two people in the audience that were singing along to our songs, and I mentioned it to Alex because we'd never played in Indianapolis before. And they came up to us after our set to our merch table and told us that they had seen us at that festival in Missouri and had driven to Indianapolis specifically to see us play that night.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's so wild because we're like, we have family that wouldn't go down the street. You know what I mean? We drove from St. Louis to Indianapolis to see the board of directors. It was insane.
Yeah. Really cool.
So, I keep my notes here. What would you hope that listeners would take away from your music?
That's very interesting. We take away from it. It's funny because I started off as an open micer, and that's an environment where people can usually hear what you're saying. And so lyrics were always a big thing. I mean, just in general, and you could sort of have a kind of a storytelling element that really translated really well if you're playing in like a coffee shop or a poetry slam or something like that. And then when you start playing in a band and it's louder and, just generally speaking, if you don't already know the song, most shows you just can't tell what people are talking about on the stage. So you kind of have to sell a certain feeling with the song that would translate with or without the lyrics, I think is the thing. So when I write now, I think less about, it's not that the lyrics are unimportant. They're as much or as important as they ever have been, but it's more like I think about what's the feeling that people are going to get from this song? Like, is it going to connect with them even if they don't necessarily hear the lyrics, or even if they do understand the lyrics, if they don't understand what they're about necessarily? So I guess I want to connect with people emotionally in that way. And if there's something that I'm trying to process intellectually or emotionally through the song, I hope that people can hear that and sort of help them to at least instigate their own thoughts about that subject. Like, we had one of our first songs that people really connected with was called 20 Years Ago Today. And it's a song that addresses gentrification. But it's not in a finger pointing kind of way. It's not as sort of like saying like, how could you all have done this? And, look at these negative things that are happening around us as a result of this. It was more about just the experience of being a person living in a neighborhood that's getting gentrified and sort of grappling with your own culpability for that. Like, how much of this is due to the fact that I'm even here, And I think that people resonated with that song because it's an uncomfortable conversation to have with yourself, and I think that people don't want to necessarily start that conversation with themselves. But if you bring it up and they realize there's somebody else who's going through that, and you kind of raise your hand, go like, does anybody else like feel this way? Is anybody else seeing this? Then there's usually a pretty strong group of people who are like, wow, I didn't even realize I felt that way, or I didn't even realize I thought about it, or wasn't willing to sort of come to be honest with myself about those things. But I feel differently about that now that you brought it up, And so insofar as you can actually make changes with music, I think the only thing you can really hope to do is make people think and feel, So that's what I hope to get out of it, is that people will be able to connect with the music. And then if they choose to delve into the lyrics as a result of the way that the music makes them feel, they might find something even deeper with it. Like a good friend of mine from Mr. Scientist, the band in Cincinnati, he told me once, he's like, man, I've seen you guys play live a couple times and I liked your music. And then I looked you up online where I could actually hear what you're saying. I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting to like think. That's what it told me. It's like, which is such a funny way to put it, but it's true. Like, you can accept the songs as just music, and it can be something that you go and just have a good time to, which is totally fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's there for people who want something deeper as well. So that's what I want from it. but you guys might have different answers.
Wow. How do you follow that? Crying out loud.
I mean, that was pretty much word for word what I was going to say.
The words right out of her mouth.
You looked at my paper.
So do you guys have a favorite tour experience? Because I asked you about the crazy. So do you have a favorite so far?
Tour experience.
Man, there's been a couple good ones.
Tell them about the swing sets.
Oh God, this is so we were in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This was right at the end of our summer tour this past year, and we had one last thing we had to fulfill was a podcast that we were going to do in Grand Rapids, and so we had some time to kill that morning, and we went and got coffee, and we're just sitting around. We say, "Oh, let's go hang out at this park for a little bit and just bullshit for a while." So we go sit down. We're just sitting talking, and then at some point, maybe 15 or 20 children start toddling out of the building next door towards us. And we realized, oh, this is a daycare that we've just sidled up on. And me and Andrew just look at Heather like, thank God you are here. Because otherwise, we're just two middle-aged men that got out of a giant white van and walked toward a playground. And like we're sitting on a swing set. We couldn't have looked more predatory than we did in that moment. And we're like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Like the teacher's like making phone calls. Like there's some strange people sitting and we're like, go. And that's why we're not allowed in Grand Rapids anymore.
Yeah, is this 911? There's a pop punk band hanging outside of the fucking preschool. What the hell's going on?
Oh God.
So do you guys have I'm not trying to like super pick your brain here, but do you have any advice for other musicians that are like maybe like getting started or trying to get out there and go on tours? Do you have any advice for those people?
Do
What
it.
do you think? Go ahead.
Do
Andrew.
it. Like, do
Yeah.
it.
Yesterday.
Don't wait.
No, don't wait. Your time is short. You will probably stink the first couple times you go up on stage. Happens to everybody. Happens even when you're seasoned. You will always be nervous. It will get better. Playing out is fantastic for getting better really quickly. Even if you don't think you have something to say or something that relates, people can relate to, do it. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and I'm super glad that I've been doing this for the past 30 years.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
What about you, Alex and Heather?
Practice a lot.
Practice a lot.
Yeah. I mean, playing out does help you get better, but
Hell yeah.
practicing is pretty important.
How much time? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just curious, like, do you guys like have a certain amount of time that you want to put in a week, or is it just like as much as humanly possible? Are you like Tom Morello in college, like never leaving his fucking dorm room, just sitting in there, fucking just
I think we all have different sort of practicing regimens. We rehearse together. Depending on what the gig schedule is, it's usually once or twice a week. We'll get together for like 2 or 3 hours and just kind of work out the songs. But as far as how much we each independently practice, I think I'm probably the odd one out in the sense that I'm usually like a couple steps ahead on learning the new songs because I had to like sit down and hammer out the parts first before we could start learning them. So for me, the work is more like the writing and the demoing is where I get my sort of woodshedding in. And then once that song's ready, I kind of have to keep going and get the next couple ready so that by the time the first ones are done, we have new material to work on. But I think you guys have a little bit of a different thing where you'll just try like lots of different ways of working out the parts and start like once you get the first step in there with the demo, there's like lots of retooling and figuring out new ways of doing things. And, you guys will send me different ideas for how we can spruce it up and make it better. So it's sort of like two sides of the same coin, I guess.
So as like the writer of the core of a lot of this, how long have you been writing music?
Oh man. I think the first time I can remember writing a song of any sort, I was probably like 12. And I don't think it had any.
That's awesome, man.
It wasn't good. I mean, like,
Well, it doesn't have to be good. It's the action of like being there at that age. That's awesome.
Yeah, me and my brother used to have. It's funny. We talk sometimes about how recording technology has come so far. We used to have like a little tape recorder that we would play with in my bedroom. That when me and my brother would sit and play like whatever top 40 songs were, and we'd just try to record them. And then the natural extension of that was trying to write our own stuff, and they were really, really bad for a really long time. It wasn't really until this band that I felt like I wrote something that was substantial. Like I was in bands at other times before that where it's just like the beginnings of what became the board of directors. You could probably see it, but there weren't songs that I would have been like. I don't think anyone would have been that interested in them. But yeah, it took a long time to sort of get those muscles, and I think it's a skill as much as it is an art. Like it's kind of just something you have to practice doing, and I think the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yep.
Right on. Very well put. Very well spoken, Alex.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're, like killing it, man. I love that. I love that because some people are just like, sorry, I didn't mean to like, it just comes on, man. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. So I gave you a little bit of pre-warning on this. So like, what's the best advice you guys have ever been given? And like throughout life, like the best advice you've ever been given.
Wash behind my ears.
It's a good one. Stinky ears, no good. Hell yeah.
Stinky ears.
My grandmother was really creative and really crafty, and I spent a lot of hours at the table with her doing all kinds of different art projects and crafts projects growing up. And one thing she would say to me all the time is just to slow down, because we would start a project and I just like really want to get it finished, and she would just tell me to take my time and put the time in, do it right, and make something that I'm proud of. And I carry that with me a lot now.
Hell yeah. Nice. Awesome answer. That's awesome. Alex?
My mom, when I was younger, used to say that spite is like taking poison and expecting them to die. I think about that all the time. That's probably the best advice I ever got.
Wow.
Wait, hold on. One more time for Slow Shep.
Spite is like taking poison and expecting them to die.
Gotcha. All right.
Damn, Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah. So I do this thing on the podcast. If I could just get in there real quick here. Let me. Son of a bitch. Right, I got it. So it's called
What's in the box?
What's in the box? So I'm gonna pull a random question, or maybe two.
If it's a severed head, I'm going to be very disappointed.
All right, let's see. For fuck's sake. So people that either come on the show, put in the questions, or people online will put them in, and I'll just write them out and stick them in there. This is definitely one that was written from a guest on the show, and it's tell us about a poor restaurant experience.
Poor restaurant
that we've had, like that we've all had together,
or just
yes.
Or like if something comes to mind,
Well, there's a nameless Italian restaurant in Cincinnati that we went to before a show. I'm not gonna shame them, but the food's fine. But
Food
like
is delicious.
the food's pretty damn good now. We went in thinking we would get something to eat before a show that we had Legends, rest in peace, and we sat down and got drinks or whatever, like Cokes and waters and stuff, and sat there. Waitress came by and said, "Hey, you want this and that?" And we put our order in. She left. Sat there. It was like 45 minutes. We were sitting at the table thinking, we should probably eat fast, I guess, and like, you know, okay, just double time or whatever. So like about a half hour more passed, and still we had like just those drinks, and we're like, is our order in? He said, oh yeah, we're just a little slow today. So like about half hour later, we were like, can we just get our shit to go? And so they put all of our food in the to-go containers, which by the way was like right away. As soon as we asked for it to go, it was like ready. So anyway, so we took our food to Legends, and we're sitting on one of their lower merch table areas and just eating pasta and salad. And had a couple of people come up and say, "Are you playing tonight?" No, we're just eating.
That was the kind of place that Legends was, though. That like you can walk in the door with a bag of veal manicotti, and like nobody even says anything. Like I was sitting there like it stank so bad, and like nobody was like ever like the bartender was like, "Hey guys, board of directors, what are you guys going to go up tonight?" Or like we're seriously just here to watch like Deadfoot and Meister Murder, but we're also just having dinner. It was like that was the coolest part about Legends. It was just a hang. There'd be like 4 people at every show, and somebody would just be doing wild shit at the merch table.
Hell yeah. All right. Oh, no, not that one. That's trash.
That's gross.
Hopefully this one is oh no, dude. I'm not doing that to y'all. Like, I'll say it, but we're not going there. It says tell a secret. We're not doing that.
No, okay.
Fucking fuckers.
No secrets at all.
God. I'm gonna read it, but I don't expect an answer. By the way, this program is rated mature audience.
Is that because my dog is licking her butt on camera right now?
It says, would you rather come in the sink or sink in the cum? Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Come in the sink or sink.
Wow.
Indianapolis, baby.
Oh, come in the sink for sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Is that even a question?
It's like, I want to drown in semen.
How much? Can you imagine how long it would take to produce that amount of semen?
That's a lot.
Like about 10 minutes.
I was thinking 10 years. Of
about 10
dedication.
minutes.
Years.
10 minutes. And
I mean,
Andrew's loaded.
I mean, just a kiddie pool of load. I mean,
He's only 4.
30 years of fucking drumming, fucking coming.
Yeah, because no one dates the drummers, so like, I'm ready. Just saying, just saying.
And drinking a lot of celery juice,
I'm ready to drown
packing a lot of retrograde ejaculation.
Man, yeah, good fucking question. Whoever put that in there, I did not. So, okay, all right, and everybody take a shot at this here. Start with you, Heather. Most overrated celebrity.
Oh my god, all of them. It'd be easier to name a celebrity who's not overrated. Most overrated celebrity.
I mean, shoot. That's a good fucking point.
Hate on your favorite band.
What?
Hate on your favorite band. They mentioned them earlier.
Hate on my favorite band.
Yeah, like Blink-182. You like those guys.
Jeez. That's overrated. Probably anybody who's famous because of YouTube. I don't know.
Okay. What about like, because you brought it up, so I'm gonna pick on you. You said an artist that should be higher rated. Who do you think should get more love?
Oh. I would say Alex Kasznel and the board of directors.
Oh yeah.
Bam!
Seriously underrated celebrities.
Celebrities. That's exactly what we are.
Famous people. We play at Legends all the time.
We are among the famous people.
So, Alex, who do you think the most overrated celebrity is?
An overrated celebrity. My gosh. And I'm not trying to dodge the question. The truth is, I'm not aware that much of celebrities as much as I probably was when I was younger. I feel like anytime I hear about, like, someone will tell me a news story about a famous person and drop a name, like, did you hear what so-and-so did? I'm like, I don't even, I don't know who that is, and I'm not trying to be like too cool for school. Like I don't like I'm too hip to know about like pop culture. I just don't know, you know. So it's like the people that I see that are famous. I don't know. It's tough for me to tell like who's famous for a bullshit reason.
You know what? I'm just gonna say what you're trying to say, Alex.
Yeah.
Oasis. Oasis. They are not bigger than Jesus. Blur was way better.
I could probably name some overrated bands. I'm trying to think of a good one off the top of my head.
All right, do it. Let's make some enemies.
No,
yeah.
nothing like that.
Yeah. Let's list some bands we're never gonna go on tour with. And go.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good answer to this question. An overrated celebrity. I'd have to think about it some more. I'm not sure.
All right. Andrew.
I'll just go ahead and hate on bands that we're never going to play with anyway. Fuck it. Pixies, ridiculously overrated.
That's fair.
Yeah, just more power to them. They're making, or they made $1 million, whatever. They were big for their moment. But holy God, I was tired of hearing about them and hearing their music. Just shut the hell up.
That's a good point. Like I have a couple bands like that where it's like it's not like they're bad. It's just that I think they get deified, and at a certain point, it's kind of like Emperor's New Clothes, where people it's just assumed that they're great. Where like I feel that like I love Nirvana. I have nothing against Nirvana at all. Super important band, a lot of great songs. But I think people overlook the fact that like Kurt Cobain like pretty much straight up said that his lyrics are completely meaningless. Like he's like I've already said about like when he was making Bleach, he was like, yeah, I just wanted to scream negative stuff over the top of like the music. There's no meaning behind it. And then people go back and like they ascribe meaning to it and they make it this bigger thing. And I'm like, it kind of takes away from what it was. Is like it was just there to be like this total punk rock, like destroy hair metal, like just anarchy, chaos in a way that had some sort of poetic elements to it. But then people kind of say like, what does it all mean? And then they make him into this bigger thing. And then it makes it's almost like a not fair way to phrase it. Because I feel like Kurt Cobain probably didn't see himself that way. He probably just was trying to be a guy in a band, and it became this massive, like, blown out of proportion thing. You know, so there's probably a lot of other bands that wrote objectively like better songs than them, but just didn't have the moment. You know, that didn't have the impact. So like, there's something to be said for like overrated, but not necessarily their fault. It's more like it's not that there was no substance there at all. It's just they get blown up to something that like no human could ever live up to. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like Courtney Love.
Exactly like Courtney Love.
Sorry. I'm tired. Where's the button? So I love what you said in there, because here's the thing to me is like I was having a conversation earlier today with my buddy Nick, and music is very much like a good example of what I'm trying to say. I'll just cut it down here. There's a while back, there was a local band called Full Monty out of Indianapolis, and they wrote this song called Drink. And when you listen to it, it just seems like, you know, exactly what you think. Drinking, like partying. But I listened to that song, and I actually went to the writer, the lead singer's social media, and I left this long thing about how important that song was, because what I took from that song is like, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from, gender, none of it matters. Like when you come to our shows for the music, you're all welcome here. And they were like, man, however many people fucking later, somebody fucking got it. It's not about drinking and partying. It's about we're all welcome here.
Yeah.
And that message was like, I don't know, really good. And that's the thing, is like everybody can take away something from a song and it could be completely different. Like, have you guys ever heard of Against Me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Laura Jane Grace is like my favorite lyricist of all fucking time.
For sure, yeah.
And there was a song that she wrote called Thrash on Real.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love that song because it was very like powerful for women to listen to, but that was before she came out as transgender. And then now, after she came out, I look back at the song and I'm like, holy fucking shit. She wrote the song about her goddamn self. And it's like, you know, like the perspective and how we take songs in is it's really interesting how some people will hear a song and think this, and then some people will think that. Kind of like you said, Kurt, like basically was just like piddle farting around, you know. But there are so many of his songs that people just completely relate to and just love, you know.
Yeah. And I'm sure he had stuff that was like, I mean, earnest and from the heart and was expressing himself in some way. I don't want to say like it was meaningless, but like
Tourette's off fucking
yeah.
Not a single fucking word audible.
Yeah. So there's
it's funny because you brought that up earlier with Bleach, is like he was just wanting to scream.
And I love those songs. You know, I love, like, School is probably my favorite Nirvana song, but it's like, what is he saying? Like, won't you believe it's just my luck? No recess. And he's just talking about like school, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Kind of like, what is it all about? Like, I think he's literally just talking about school. Like, I mean, it's like, that's really it. Yeah, so do you find that like with Tight Like a Tiger or anything else you've done, like, do you ever find yourself writing something and then wondering like how it's going to be received, if it differs at all from what you meant by it? Like, because I run into that sometimes, like where I write something and I'm like, I don't know how people are going to take this. I try to be pretty explicit in the things that I say in the song so that it can't be misinterpreted. But I still get people who will say, like, we have a song called Landlocked it's a love song, basically. It's like a heartbreak kind of song. And most of the people that tell me they like that song tell me that they think it's about how you hate living in the Midwest, which is not really what it is. But it's more about, but in the song, it's like saying these lyrics about a character who's like sick of his hometown because everything reminds him of his ex, basically, in so many words. But because it's set where it is, people are saying like, oh, you're talking about how much you hate living here and how much you want to get out of the Midwest or whatever like that. It's not really what that was. But I totally get why you would go there with it. Like, do you ever find yourself saying, like, I'm worried that people are going to take this the wrong way or anything like that?
Interesting. To answer your question, this is actually something I had a conversation with Nick earlier, the lead singer of Tight Like a Tiger. And so I joined the band in like 2011 or 2012, somewhere in that range. But he had wrote a song before I was in the band, and it was out. Like, I think you can even find it on SoundCloud. It's called Thunderlighter. And all the lyrics of like, when the sun goes down, it's time to go. This ain't my first rodeo. Like basically every line in this song sounds like a pickup line.
Right.
And the chorus is cinnamon twist. Feels good. Right? Fuck yeah. And so Nick, when he wrote those lyrics, cinnamon twist is a reference to Taco Bell, right? The cinnamon twist. Now, here's the thing. I grew up on the east side of Indy, and a cinnamon twist. So you guys know what the shocker is, right? Right? Two in the pink, one in the stink, right?
Yeah.
What you do is you take these fingers, right? And you cross them, and you flip it, and you put two in the stink and one in the pink. And when
romance, what it is.
A cinnamon twist. You with me here? A cinnamon twist. And it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. We're having a band practice, and we were talking about that song because it's pretty, it's catchy, it's fun. People really like the song. And I was like, and I asked him, like, objectively, like, why did you write a song about that? And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, why would you write a song about a fucking cinnamon twist? And he's like, what are you talking about? Right? Over a fucking decade, I assumed this motherfucker said cinnamon twist feels good, right? Fuck yeah. And it turns out the whole time it was a tongue-in-cheek reference to fucking the cinnamon twist from fucking Taco Bell. Because it was like, when he said that to the person, like cinnamon twist, and they were like, feels good. And he was like, oh, fuck yeah. Had nothing to do with what I thought he wrote the fucking song about.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So it's like right there is like a prime example of like exactly what you were getting at. Like
Somebody else could take it a totally different way. Yeah.
totally different way. I had literally, at that point when I found out he did not write that song about what I thought, what a cinnamon twist is in the streets, or what
In the streets.
in the streets, mostly behind 7-Eleven, but you know what I'm saying? I played that song probably, 200 or 300 fucking times and just assumed because all the lines are like every line of the song it's like a pickup fucking line.
Right.
But he had never heard that expression or term in his life until that moment. And it's like, whoa, fucking insane.
That's so funny.
So,
just me.
yeah. So, okay. Oh, here we go. So excited for Friday. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Ivan.
Hey, Ivan.
I got your case for you.
Case.
It's gonna handle some personal business on the podcast real quick.
Is it like a Hunter Thompson case?
It's a top secret. We can't talk about it right now.
Not on the podcast. So let's do the thing real quick here. Well, I have a cigarette in my mouth. Yeah, it sounded like Sunday's like, oh, that's a perfect day. And it's like, guess who never really sleeps on Saturdays? Yeah. So like I'm like, holy shit. Fucking it like had a hell of a weekend. What's up, Sid? So it's going down. Oh, nice. Bring the goods. Hell yeah. Are we talking about the case again?
We still can't talk about that. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Forget about the case. You didn't hear anything about a case. Whatever you think you heard, you didn't hear it. Okay.
Hear it.
I'm so high right now. I have no idea what's going on.
So it's going down at State Street on Friday. Doors at 8. Shows at 9. The remote controls, the motherfucking run up, pilots, and AK in the board of directors. $10 holla. Get that booty to motherfucking State Street Pub on Friday and grab you the new vinyl.
Mhm.
$10 motherfucking dollars. That's fucking awesome. $10 for a 7-inch, man. Hell yeah. Get you a mug or some coffee. Grab you a shirt. So is there anything you guys want to throw out there? I think we should probably go ahead and wrap it up.
Right on. If you guys want to check out the music, look up our band on any of your favorite search engine. You'll probably find us. Bandcamp's a great place to look. Instagram at AK and the BOD, or Alex Kasznel and the BOD. We got akandthebod.com now. We have our own website. If you want to,
you have your own website?
We're balling, dude. We're balling.
Yeah, let me put that in the motherfucking comments. What is it?
akandthebod.com. So
like the and symbol or just and?
A&D, the word and. Yeah.
Okay. AK and the board of directors? Or
BOD.
akandthebod.com.
The BOD.
Yep.
Man, that's a song right there. AK and the BOD.
Yeah,
down in Cincinnati.
That's when me and Andrew do our hip hop duo. Heather's our DJ. We're just at the MCs.
Yep. We're all about it.
Hell yeah.
This is my recital. I think it's very vital.
Hell yeah. So I don't want to close it down without Heather being on the show. So real quick, we'll do a gear check. Alex, like what kind of guitar do you play?
I play a Telecaster. It's a parts caster that I put together about a year ago. And it's got for guitar players now, and it's got a stacked single coil in the bridge, so it sounds a little bit like a single coil, a little bit like a humbucker. And it's a fun guitar to play. What do you play, Heather? Heather was letting my dog outside. She missed this part of the podcast. We're talking about gear. What's your bass?
Oh, mostly I play a Stingray, a Sterling Stingray.
Nice. I want a Sterling Stingray. Those are so fucking dope. I want one.
Yeah.
It's like on my list of like instruments to have. Like every time I put something on Marketplace on Facebook, I'm like, this much money, or
a
paid
stingray.
for a fucking Sterling Stingray motherfucking bass. I want one. I think they're awesome.
Yeah, you can't beat the tone for the price point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything I've read about them is like just nothing but good things. And like, you know, it's not a Music Man, but like who has $5 billion to buy a Music Man? But everything I've read, it's just like, dude, those Sterlings are like fire. But yeah, I definitely want to get one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So what about you, Andrew?
Stage, pardon me, Yamaha Stage Custom, the 5-piece. I bought a bigger floor tom to put with it just because, you know, I need more noise with what
How
I
big
do.
of a floor tom are we talking, Andrew?
18.
18. Oh man.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's big.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Like
Bigger than you know.
Slow down.
Oh, that was something.
I want to savor this.
What kind of cymbals do you rock?
Mostly Sabian AX. Based, I think they're good prices and good. Not enough.
What cymbals do you play? He plays a lot of cymbals.
and I have a cowbell, but they won't let me play that. So
Not allowed. No cowbell.
By
No
the
room in the van, Andrew.
Your
by
van,
the
your van allowance has been tapped.
I'm gonna show up on Friday with a fucking cowbell, and I'm gonna
Thank you.
like just.
thank you.
I might even like try to hunt down the whole attire that was Pharaoh wore.
That would be impressive.
You know, I dropped serious money for an electric kazoo, and I played it like twice, and apparently it just screwed everybody up, and they couldn't continue songs. So
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a serious instrument, dude.
Moments to play that kazoo.
I'm hurt.
We're big on kazoos and vibra slaps in this band.
I'm not the best kazoo player, but I can fucking throw down the kazoo. You know
Dude, bring it on Friday with your kazoo and your cowbell same time.
Bring Chef your Widowmaker. Let him
Just like that's actually a tiger song.
Widowmaker.
So where are you two, like Alex and Heather, like where are you pulling your tone? Like what amp are you playing through typically, Alex?
So I play it's a Avatar 4x12 cabinet, and it's got a orange dark terror. It's like a 15-watt amp on the head of that. So I'm a big fan of using weird combinations of gear. So that's like an extreme metal amp for like a not at all extreme metal band. It's a fun like juxtaposition. So I think if you listen to a lot of like Rivers Cuomo is a big metalhead. And so if you listen to like their guitar tone, it's pretty metal in a lot of their songs, but their songs are like super bubblegummy, a lot of them. So I kind of like that kind of thing. I like when everybody use, not that gear is that makes or breaks your sound, but if you do something a little bit unconventional, you're likely to come up with some new ideas. So
where do you put your gain at?
I put everything about 12 o'clock usually. And that usually does pretty good depending on the room.
I had it like 12. Okay. All right. I it's cool. Like I actually I have somewhere around here. I play through a fucking orange little not the black one, the other one, whatever that one is.
Yeah. The micro terror or something.
The what is yours black?
It is black, yeah.
Yeah, I have the white version, which is like nowhere near as like death metal. Yeah, it's more like rock and roll. But I love orange amplification. They're
good stuff.
Really good. So Heather, what are you pumping the bass through?
Normally I play with a Harkey HD 150 combo amp. Does everything I need it to do.
That's what I play through too.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Good amp.
Yeah.
Great amp. Hell yeah. So we covered the gear, and like, guys, it's so fucking cool that you came on the show today.
Yeah,
Took the time out of your
Thank you.
For everybody watching, make sure you head to State Street on Friday. It's going down. I'm not like, I'll pull it up. I mean, I got it in my head, but the remote controls, the run-up pilots, and AK and the board of directors, it's going down at State Street. Doors at 8, shows at 9. Friday the 13th, get your Voorhees gear on. It's going to get wild. $10 holla. It's going down. I'll see you there. I'm coming out Friday night. You heard it here first. Finally, like, going to a show.
Good.
I've been just so busy, but man, I'm going to this one. Like, I'm fucking going. It's gonna be.
Make sure you bring your pasta.
Bring the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dues, cowbells, and the monies to get that new fucking 10-inch. What's the name of that vinyl?
Yeah.
Board music for bored people.
That is so clever, man. Board music for bored people. I love it. I love it. Get you a shirt, get you a coffee mug. Come out, hang out Friday. It's going down. So again, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Let's do it again sometime, right? Hell
Right
yeah.
on, sure.
Yeah.
And I won't ask you all these ridiculous questions that are
Please.
just like so picking your brain. We'll talk about like, I don't know, Aqua Teen Hunger Force and sports ball or whatever. But
What,
can't wait to see you guys.
Timely reference Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That
Sleep
show was awesome.
deprivation, you know?
Why not?
Oh yeah. Awesome times, guys. Thank you so much. Again, head out.
Thanks for having us.
Fuck yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and hopefully I'll go ahead and what time is it? It's about, I'll go ahead and as soon as we end this, we got it set up. We're going to rerun it 9:00. I'll run again tomorrow. High noon. You can watch it again tomorrow. So if you guys get text messages like, are you doing a podcast right now? It's because it's a rerun. So it's going to appear live, but it's actually not live. It's like one of my favorite things about what we do here. And hopefully,
lying is what it is. Lying.
Yeah.
So
It's
we
like-
can go and rob a bank right now, and we'd have a totally plausible alibi.
Well, not right now because we're live.
I'm looking for a
Right,
good alibi.
right,
I mean,
right.
I guess, yeah. If you head there now, like get your gear on, grab your fucking robbery bags, head to the fucking bank, good to go.
I will need
Got
to
an
borrow
alibi.
some of your pantyhose.
Oh,
Facebook
okay.
don't lie.
You can keep that.
Oh man, lost it. I had it. It was a good one. Son of a bitch. All the way from Cincinnati, guys. Fucking Mile High Club. Motherfucking. I'm gonna say it right. I'm gonna do this.
You got it.
Okay. Got this shit.
Breathe.
Alex Kasznel
Hey,
and the board of directors. You guys fucking roll. We'll see you on Friday at State Street. Bring your money. Get that vinyl. Also, you can download it. Where? Amazon. Bandcamp. Is it going to be on like iTunes and Spotify and all that?
it'll be on all the places. Yep.
All the fucking places. But get it at Bandcamp. Pay that $4. Help these guys on the road driving in from Cincinnati. You guys are like, is he actually going to end the show, or is he just going to keep fucking talking?
Cool.
Hell yeah. Really loved playing with you guys. Really look forward to seeing you play. So we'll see you Friday. All right.
Right on,
And,
dude. Thanks so much.
Hell yeah.
See ya.
Thank you. And here's another, just a little gander at that flyer. Hell yeah. By the way, I love your guys' logo.
Thanks,
That
man.
is very cool. I love it. Of course, it's a little different because I'm that guy. But either way, I fucking love your guys' logo. I thought that was fucking dope. And here's a word from our sponsor, the button guy. At some point, when I find the video.
Hold on. Just let it run. Downtown, oh my girl downtown, and I got drunk. My best friend drowned, and I got drunk last night. My heart says crime, my mind says murder, my blues says drive, my gut says burger, my mom says why, but I never heard it right. I got a spring in my step, a fall on my face, and the winter months left a real bad taste in the corner on my mountainside, just can't blast out. But I can't listen to the voice of reason no more, cause I just love to see someone's back in town, can't you slow down. And I can't help feeling I'm on the run, and you got the wheel, and I got the gun, and this car is sealed, and I'm gonna have fun tonight. I got an old black Ford and a black leather jacket, a floorboard gold, the man ain't singing. Hang on, Lord, 'cause I'm gonna wreck it tonight.
You know, my favorite type of weed was cocaine. 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 Cocaine.
You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog with the French toast. I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo-head cootie queen. Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lit? Oh, you kumquat! You're still overreacting when I put your convertible into a
cocaine.